All right, what's up, everybody? We're gonna give people a few minutes to join. I hope everyone's doing well. Um, if you are a mod in my server, could you please drop this in the Discord? The link to this, that would be amazing. Comment, by the way, I'm going to be talking to fans a lot in this live stream. We're hanging out. Let me see if I can get a stream link so I can send it to my server. One sec. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day so far. Can you guys hear me? What's up, Speed Force? What up? What up? Alright, can you hear me in the background music? Let me know. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me in the background music? That's all I need to know. Alright, cool. Alright. So, we're going to be talking some lore, battles, answering questions in the chat. We're going to have fun with this stream. I'll probably stream for an hour or two. First thing I'm going to talk about is I had a member of my server ask me, yo, why is it that, like, the different, like, anime or manga and comics, typically comics scale higher? Like, what's the deal with that? So, I'm going to answer that. It's pretty simple. And it's attributed a lot of times to the intimacy of how animes and mangas are written. They're smaller, more constructed verses, in my opinion, and more so are bent on telling a story and explaining the verse itself instead of actual crazy shit that gets into power scaling. A lot of the amazing power scaling that comes for comics is due to longevity. They've had decades to extrapolate upon the universe, multiverse, and everything beyond that. They just have more time to form this wild scaling structure. Whereas mangas and animes typically are a lot shorter, and therefore a lot more time is spent focusing on the story itself. I think an excellent example of this, and it's not a manga, but it's someone that directly acknowledged this issue. I believe it was Invincible, where he said he mostly put information on the like the scaling aspects, how strong aspects. He put that in guidebooks because he wanted the story and the short amount of time he had to construct the narrative. He wanted that to just focus on the story, not so much how strong they were. So to not take away from that, he put the scaling aside. That's typically what happens, in my opinion, for authors that have shorter time to construct this and their stories aren't based on cosmological aspects. Of course, there can be outliers to this, but typically that would be my answer to that question on why comics and anime are stronger. Yo, Genius, can you at everyone in our server and post the link to this stream for me, please? Since I'm doing the stream itself, I would appreciate that, sir. Shout out to my boy Genius. Actually, let me make sure you're a mod here too. All right, let me mod you out, sir. By the way, are y'all ever able to see the different gameplay on the screen? Alright. Add moderator. Boom. What up, Hero King? What's up, everybody currently watching? I'm pulling up the second question to answer to start off the stream that my homeboy had. after we get that done, we'll get directly into y'all's questions. I think we'll talk a lot about scaling today and lore for different verses. That's kind of the vibes I want to be on. Just give me 1 second. I'm looking up that last question because I can't remember it off the top of my head. Oh, wait, no, I remember now. Okay, so the question was, how would you consider a character that has trash can AP, but has really good even outer hacks? That's an interesting question. I personally feel like, in this instance, the best case would be, or the best example to use would be Preacher. Preacher has horrible AP. Like, he hits like you or me. Like, he doesn't hit hard at all. However, he has outer versatile hacks. For example, he can literally force the Saint of Killers to stop and do his bidding, which is insane. But like I said, he has human AP. So in those conditions, typically matchups are super hard to make in versus battles. For example, I have a hard time finding someone to go against Preacher because, like I said, he has human AP and attributes, whereas his hacks are like outer versatile. So it gets really tricky. You said the video. You said the videos are lagging for you guys? Is it true that the writer views the presence as fiction? I don't believe the writer ever addressed the presence. I don't think that actually happened. Might be wrong, though. I don't recall a time where the presence and the writer interacted. I will be doing Guts versus Darth Vader soon. Don't know if anyone has an opinion on that. All four are lagging? Here, let me go ahead and put one up for y'all. If I put up one, I think it'll do better. Alright, hold on. Let's see. Which one y'all want? Would you rather watch Final Fantasy battle? God of War battle? Actually, we'll probably just cycle in and out. Is this better? By the way, if something is metaphysical, does it make it outer versatile or can it be something else? That's a good question. I know sometimes a lot of my fans ask, especially for fans over on the coffee shop, which, by the way, thank you guys so much for the support you've shown the coffee shop. That channel is doing very well. Like my last video, could Batman take down Raditz? It's doing amazing. So, very much appreciate that, guys. But they ask about, like... So, that's a good question. Metaphysics. Metaphysics is the properties or ideas that govern physics, right? So, the properties of reality would be governed by the metaphysics. So I would say metaphysics, because we're talking about applying it to fictional scaling, and of course, this is just my opinion, but if you're scaling metaphysics, I think you would have to apply it to the verse differently. For example, how high does reality scale in that particular verse? How many dimensions are there? Things of that nature. Typically, I would say metaphysics, since it governs like what constitutes reality, like should govern the math behind it. I would personally think it's probably outerversal, but you could probably argue it down. Still, I'd say outerversal's fair. Obviously, extra dimensional though. How strong is the Power Rangers universe? I haven't looked at Power Rangers shit in a long time, but I remember it being multiversal plus at least. And I think they had a crossover with DC where they impacted something impressive in DC. I might be wrong though. Exar Kun is more powerful than Vader and Vitiate. At his peak, he had some wild scaling in Legends. And when he possessed Kip and all that, crazy time. Where do you scale Garou now? I haven't caught up on One Punch Man. I really need to. The nexus of all realities is not beyond creation. It's the nexus of like all realities. Kratos is going to become outerversal in Ragnarok. Why do you think that? Is anime Beerus truly immune to gag characters based on the statement Whis makes? Not that I know of. What's the exact statement? Nexus is just the nexus of all realities. It should technically be like the hub of creation, not beyond it. The Nexus is typically portrayed in Macan crystal form, where it's like the center of all reality, so like high hyper. How do you compare classic cartoon characters to other characters? Depends on the character. I haven't been keeping up with Super. Okay, so is Banner of War on issue 4 yet? Because issue 4 is when I'm going to do part 2 of the beef. Not being affected by one gag doesn't really mean anything. That's like Blade beat up Deadpool. Does that mean he's high outer? Let's get spicy with it. Sheesh. Alright. MCU Captain America versus Luther Strode. I was actually planning on doing a video about that. I think that's a really good battle. Do y'all want to wait for that video on Coffee Shop, or do you want me to do it on the stream? Let's see. So Banner of War 4 came out this Wednesday? Oh, I'm late. I need to... okay, so it sounds like that beef video might be out this week. If you use the Nexus of All Realities as is portrayed in DeMatteis run for Man-Thing, it's a lot different than it's typically portrayed. Coffee Shop. Exar Kun wasn't really drained at that point. And I don't recall him actually beating Skywalker. I remember the tendrils coming in and scaring the shit out of him. His possession hacks are OD. I don't think metaphysics are ever actually attributed to imagination. They more so just govern the rules of physics itself. I haven't played Multiverses yet. Cthulhu versus Chaos King. Didn't Cthulhu get split in half by a boat? Stop sending him to fight the big dogs. Agreed, Wukong. They can be annoying. I can't wait to do my my son Wukong scaling. I haven't scaled him yet. Dr. Fate is more powerful than Null? Who has Dr. Fate beat up that gave you so much belief in him? Hold on. Dr. Fate is a jobber. He would get his helmet boxed off. Like, what? Cult of Thorn, Michael Myers, and Michael Myers in the comics in general with the cult shit scales really weird. He's considered like a universal constant. But he obviously, I'm not saying he has like universal AP. It's just weirdly how he operates. Basically, he's going to come back and eventually will like be enough to overcome you. But again, in like a versus battle, you could pull a no limits fallacy with him. Michael Myers range, obviously. Dude, Dr. Fate's definitely a jobber. What, bro? Was his helmet was in a Trigon like closet. Like he's bro is definitely a jobber if he got turned into a t-shirt and bullied by Trigon. We're not going for that. When did the Spectre come close to Null? What? It's a weird question. That would be like here. Let's take that for Fate, right? Saying Fate brawled with Spectre. By the way, Fate was, especially when Spectre in 92, when that's actually Spectre with feats, he never once remotely scaled with Fate. Like, they never even interacted. Let's take that 1W, for example. Or he fought with Spectre, right? Let's take that. That's like saying Black Adam is as strong as the darkness, the great evil darkness. That's how he scales. He's high outer. Because one time he broke the chains of the great evil darkness. Right? So, uh-oh. Dr. Fate had to come begging Constantine for help against Darkseid. That shit was funny. But Doctor Strange is like... I mean, Dr. Fate's kind of built the job, though. His character is built to be inconsistent. It's kind of like... I'll put it like this. Dr. Fate's built-in inconsistencies, narratively, are almost like the Nova Core. Like, the Nova helmet can do so much for you, but it could also shit on you. Swamp Thing versus Man Thing, I do plan on doing. I want to deeply research that. Obviously, I'm going to have to do them at their peak, though. I haven't gotten into Warhammer 40k enough to properly scale it. Goku versus Doctor Strange in Fate. Classic Doctor Strange would beat Goku in hand-to-hand combat. You're mad. Kratos versus Infinity Ultron from What If. Ooh, that's interesting. Ooh, we did know he like shattered a realm that viewed all planes of existence. What are the strongest empires in fiction? Cartman's. Yo, DC fans are hilarious though, because they'll dead ass like hold on to one feat and just scale that. Like that's it. I'm like, bro, relax. If you wank, if you're one of those that really wanks the retcon core, Swamp Thing soloed the retcon core. Retcon core gave us Milkman. So I don't know what the Nasu verse is. Flash versus Scarlet Witch. Battle of the Jobbers. I'd take Flash. Michael Myers would lose to Jason in a versus battle, but I don't think he loses narratively. With the comics, Michael Myers is a monster, dude. Although I will say Jason's Limitless Soul in Nightmare Warriors was crazy. What up, Dark? What up, Darb? I'm not as familiar with Gurren Lagann scaling. Which is worse, DC Phantom Zone or Marvel's Negative Zone? Well, seeing as the Phantom Zone gets like... Since it like gets soloed a lot, I'd probably say Negative Zone. Is Blade beating up Vampire Spider-Man accurate? Yeah, Blade's pretty capable. So you shouldn't be surprised by that. How strong are Marvel Pantheons? I'll be doing a cosmology video soon. Michael versus Classic Strange would be interesting only because Michael's not a hack-based fighter. He's all raw power. What if Spider-Man and Batman swap places? Could either make an impact on the crime rates and villains. Okay. Happy shout out to Prince for the donation. Appreciate you, big dog. All right. This is how we'll address that. Which one do you guys want to do first? Spider-Man in Gotham or Batman in Marvel's New York? Spider-Man or Batman? Comment which one you want. Taking the first 10 votes. Spider-Man or Batman? Comment quick. I'm doing both, but who you want to hear first? Can't do both at the same time. They're switching verses. So one will follow the other. Which one's going first? We got a Spider-Man. Batman, Spider-Man, Batman, Spider-Man, 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 Spider-Man. Oh, Spider-Man fans are kicking Batman fans fight back. Oh my god. Spider-Man fans are deep in this bitch. Okay. All right. We'll do Spider-Man first. So, Spider-Man will be going to Gotham. The one thing... Okay, so this is what makes it interesting. Joker's gonna fuck around and get himself killed on accident because of the way. Okay, so like, he's gonna piss off Spider-Man. Spider-Man's gonna hit him too hard. Spider-Man can hit certain characters too hard when he's pissed off. Kingpin's built different. Like Kingpin's built way different than Joker. Kraven, way different. Like Venom, all those, they're typically built different than a Joker. Joker gets punched by a pissed off Spider-Man, he might end up in a wheelchair if he survives. Could be rough. Spider-Man versus Joker would be fascinating though, because it's going to take him a bit to catch Joker. Joker's wildly capable in his scheming. It would be fascinating to see the brilliance of Spider-Man be put on display against characters like Riddler. A lot of people forget that Spider-Man's one of the smartest in the universe. So he actually would be able to contend with even like the high tier intellects of this Gotham City. Biggest threat to Spider-Man would probably be out of the Gotham criminals. Spider-Man loves his bad bitches, so probably Poison Ivy. He'd kiss her. Let me know in the comment section down below. Do you think he'd sent for Poison Ivy? That'd probably be his downfall. Peter Parker loves the hose. I think Bane would be a problem for him too. Raish, I wonder if... See, it'd be interesting to see... Nah, I don't think Raish would ever try to recruit Spider-Man. Even though Spider-Man's wildly capable, he doesn't fit the criteria for the League of Assassins. Don't think he'd get recruited. I don't think Spider-Man... No, actually, Spider-Man would probably clown on a couple of them. Once he gets the drop on them, I think he could get them. Like, Mr. Freeze and them, there's no way in hell they're doing anything to Spider-Man. A couple of them get bullied by Spider-Man and probably quit. But, overall, I'm not quite sure he cures Gotham of their problem because he's not lethal or anything. He's just wildly capable. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna get a drink and then we'll do Batman and Marvel's New York. Alright, so this opinion might not be that popular, but I'm going to tell y'all this right now. I definitely think Spider-Man has a way more capable rogue gallery than Batman. I feel like Batman's rogue gallery wouldn't do too much to Spider-Man, wouldn't worry him in most cases. But on the other hand, Batman versus like Venom, Carnage, even Kraven, like that's a dude. Kraven's a rough night for Batman, and I'm not even sure Batman wins that in a random encounter. That's a tough, like that's a really tough fight. Kingpin, tough ass fight. Problem for Batman too. Batman, like, he's not gonna like how some of the heroes operate. Punisher smokes op packs. Batman's not going to like that. What's Batman going to do about it, though? You know? Like, Punisher's going to rock out anyway. That could definitely lead to some issues. I just don't know how effective, without going towards murder, Batman would be in Marvel's New York. What do y'all think? I think Spider-Man does better than Batman does, in general, if they swap places. How did I downplay Batman? Bro, Kingpin literally ripped someone's arm off, shaking their hand. A dude that could fight Spider-Man. Like, what? Deathstroke needs to beat Deadshot first before I worry about him. I don't trust Deathstroke to clutch anything, especially not against someone like Spider-Man. How is Kingpin weaker than Bane? Kingpin's as strong as Spider-Man. Spider-Man literally was like, Kingpin has to be a mutant. There's no way a human's this strong. He overwhelmed Captain America. How is he weaker than Bane? Because Bane does drugs? Carnage is a problem for everybody, though. Deathstroke over Deadshot? Why do they tie every time they fight? They've literally, they've fought before multiple times, right? And they stalemate? Do I agree with that? No, I thought Deathstroke was supposed to be cool, but bro can't beat Deadshot. It's tough. Dude, Kingpin beat up Doctor Doom. Kingpin has better magical defenses in his layers and shit than Doctor Strange. That was shown in recent comics. He's gone toe-to-toe and beaten Daredevil before. He beaten Punisher, beat Captain America. Red Skull won't even try to fight him. Like, there's a shit ton of... He's knocked out Spider-Man before. Well, like, Kingpin's a demon, bro. Y'all sleep on Big Kingpin. Bro, Kingpin is a menace. Mr. Keep the Glock in the tub. Yeah, I genuinely think at some point they're going to reveal Kingpin's some kind of metahuman. I really do. Let me go ahead and change footage for y'all. There you go. Give y'all some fresh footage. I just made a video on Kingpin vs. Doom. I literally just dropped a short on it if y'all need to go see it. Master Chief versus General Grievous. I think Grievous would take him. Probably too fast. I might just go watch the video after this stream. It's only a minute long. Prometheus is an interesting one. I mean, Spider-Man literally said he wasn't holding back on Kingpin and that Kingpin was stronger than him. And then Kingpin was saying at the same time he was holding back. There was, of course, like one moment a few years ago in comics where Spider-Man was like, I'm holding back. But historically, there's been a lot of statements of Spider-Man not holding back on Kingpin. And there's also statements of Kingpin holding back. Albert Wesker versus Batman. From what I know about Wesker, I don't think he has enough to say he's above Batman. Spider-Man also, while not holding back, has gotten slammed by Kingpin multiple times and has slammed him once. So it's like Kingpin, while joking, literally beat the shit out of Spider-Man. And then Spider-Man spun the block and got beat up again. Nah, I personally just feel like Kingpin probably hides something about him that makes him low metahuman. Some DNA he ain't telling us about. Kingpin was doing that for decades, Kev. I'm saying you guys take one instance over decades of comics, cool. That's fine. Like, live your life. That boy Kingpin's definitely a monster. Look at individual strength feats. Kingpin doesn't compare them without them fighting. How? He literally stomped Captain America. What? Captain America bullied Spider-Man. Huh? Big Kingpin. Like, what? Bro, Black Panther had the prep to beat up Kingpin. And still didn't beat him up. He just got him in a trap. He literally, Kingpin walked through Doom. Beat the shit out of him. Like, Kingpin's a monster, bro. You keep saying he has better strength feats. Like, Kingpin has hella feats. It's okay to say y'all don't read Kingpin comics. I understand because it's Kingpin. Just saying he does have feats. The Covenant from Halo versus Republic Army during the Clone Wars. I believe the Covenant have a weird way of being able to spread. That might be enough to take down the clones. Yeah, bro. Kingpin's a menace, dog. People don't... But hear this, right? Saying Black Panther needed or like prepped to take on Kingpin's not disrespectful to Black Panther. Like I said, Kingpin literally at his crib has better magical defenses than Doctor Strange. He's connected to like every underground, even the ones that deal in mysticism and metaphysics and all that. So his defenses are crazy. You don't want to just pull up on him. Yeah, bro. The fact Daredevil fights him, like, respect to Daredevil. For real. Oh my god, if you give Batman 2 minutes to look at Sandman, he would definitely fold Sandman. He would hit that man with the meanest water bomb. Oh my god. Like, I do know Spider-Man kicked Kingpin's ass in the prison a few years ago. But that was like one time. But that one, hey, Spider-Man fans are going to remember that one time, though. I promise you that. Bane versus Daredevil's interesting. Ooh, that is a good one. Null versus New 52 DC Earth. All right. This is an interesting one. Okay. So Null, obviously, we know, constructed Necro Sword, the All Black. He is an aspect of Oblivion and was a character that, for example, when the Celestials pulled up on him, he like instinctively killed one of them. He's a crazy bitch. And he has low to mid outer scaling, in my opinion. Very formidable. Should be capable of making like constructs that are even stronger than the ones we saw Null make. I'm sorry, Gorr make, and this is crazy because Gorr can make constructs capable of contending with King Thor. So he has like King Thor level constructs at least he can throw around. Obviously, mental manipulation, soul manip, whole bunch of crazy shit he brings to the table. And then on the other side with DC New 52 Earth, most capable ones there I think need to be brought up. This is actually true. Sinestro would show up. I think Sinestro is a big problem. Sinestro is a character in New 52 that was able to contend with Life Equation. Highfather, he's conquered Parallax. He fought the Paling. There's Black Adam, who also have a Yellow Lantern ring. There's the Green Lantern Corps that should be showing up. There's Constantine, who has battlefield removal that can remove angels, even like Zuriel. He can casually disconnect like Swamp Thing from the green, which is bare minimum like hyperversible, more likely outer in New 52. He can also fuck with in BFR Phantom Stranger, who can fix the cracks in the foundation of creation. So there's obviously Superman, Wonder Woman. Superman, at his most desperate moment, was able to shatter both the physical and metaphysical construct that is Phantom Stranger's body. So they do have some high-end... Sinestro literally carries Parallax around with him. Like, it's his pet. If they were to fight Null... that'd be tough. I think they could hold him. I don't know if they could beat him. Parallax, Sinestro. That would be crazy, especially with everybody amped by a yellow ring. They could contend with him, beating him. I don't know, but I definitely think they could BFR him. That could possibly happen. Or hit him with a power so strong it would like disconnect. I definitely think like a Black Adam or Shazam bolt or combined bolt could disconnect him. Given that like Thor's lightning could disconnect him from his big power sources and whatnot. So yeah, I think they could, the higher tiers that help protect Earth in its reality, I think they could box with Null. I think they could hold him off. Possibly take him down. Constantine doesn't solo. You can't trust Constantine in New 52. His scaling suspect. He barely, and I'm talking barely, held off a dark side that was trying to consume the universe. Like, he had to make him believe it was already consumed. Couldn't even actually face him at all. So his power's not that crazy to me. The magic dudes definitely have to carry. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Best chance. Metaphysics could be anything from, if your opinion is that the fifth dimension is beyond like time, space, all things that would constitute what governs reality and the principle of reality itself. Sure, it's 5D, but if you think it's beyond that, it'd be outer probably. Anti-life and the life together are supposedly be like a power from the source. So Wolverine would beat Homelander. I believe Chuck just power scaled Doomslayer, didn't he? Torrico's verse is, or Torrico is dope. Definitely like it. Unicron's not doing anything to Classic Strange. Literally nothing. How strong is base Hulk? Depends which era. Constantine versus Wally West. So here's the thing. Obviously, Wally, you could try to argue Wally blitzes. But there's some things for Constantine to consider. One, Constantine constantly has shields up to stop Superman types from blitzing him and like running into him. So the runner doesn't need the Space Gem to beat the shit out of Wally West. The runner's broken. But anyways, getting back to Constantine versus Wally West, those auto shields could possibly stop Wally. And I think where Wally's in danger is we know Constantine can casually cut off the Swamp Thing from the green, which as an aspect and a power source should scale to the Speed Force in some capacity as one of the primal forces, like archetypal powers. I don't see why Constantine, if he didn't want to, he couldn't just cut him off from the Speed Force. That very well could happen. So Constantine could possibly win it. Silver Surfer couldn't even react to Runner and had never felt power like him before. Like what? Runner even raced against a fake Wally West and stomped him. That shit was hilarious. Dungeons and Dragons, I believe, get into like Hyperversal, but I have to double check. True Form Darkseid is not Skyfather level. I don't know who said that. True Form Darkseid's a whole nother level than typical Skyfathers. What's your favorite DC Crisis event? Mine's Infinite Crisis. When I was reading comics at the time, like when they were new to me, I thought Darkseid War was dope. But didn't like Final Crisis. I was not a fan. I'd say the Paling Disaster technically counts. I'd count that from New 52. That was dope. If you use the scaling of Ego birthing Galactus, give me Ego, dog. Oh, no. I heard some spoilers for the new Dragon Ball movie, but I ain't gonna speak on it. That'd be messed up. Classic Doctor Strange would box up Scarlet Witch. More modern eras is a lot closer. I do know that apparently one of the runs was supposed to tie Upside Down Man, Lucifer, and the Darkness all together, but they never got to put it out. But I'm gonna head out, guys. I'm gonna wrap this stream up. Maybe I'll come back later. I'm gonna look to make a couple videos today. I gotta make Vampire Hunter D versus the Vampire Hunter D versus Dracula in Castlevania, like composite Castlevania. And then I will be having a Goon video up on here. Either gonna be Midnighter, Null, or not Null. Either Midnighter, Gorr Part 2, or something else. Not sure yet, but I have one of those up. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching, and I will see y'all later. Peace.